otherwise known as first-person view, has really grown in the past couple of years. It started off as something that just a couple of people on the internet was doing to something that is now recognized worldwide, where there's actually a whole culture starting to develop, an image. And so I can't help but ask myself, what's it like now at other parts of the world? And so today, Kevin and I are here in Mexico to find out what's the FPV culture like? What do the builds look like? Where do they get to fly? What are they all about?
Hi, I'm Luis Guerra. My nickname and pilot name is WarriorGP. I live in Mexico City and I fly FPV freestyle.
You know, I've been to Mexico before in my previous life as an airline pilot, but I've never had, local hosts and local tour guides. This trip is a little bit different. We're here just outside of Mexico City with our host, Wara and James. They've brought us out to this amazing spot. We've got these crazy cliffs, so we're gonna get some cliff diving in. And we were talking just a minute ago about some of the things that we have to take into consideration when flying here, and that is the elevation. What elevation are we at here?
12,000 feet.
Holy crap. Like people in Denver think they've got it bad. That's only a mile high. That's 5,000 feet above sea level. We're currently 12,000 feet above sea level. The density and pressure of the air is much lower, meaning that our propellers are generating a lot less thrust. So our quads are going to be flying way different today. What do you fly?
I'm flying a 5x4.5x3.
Same? So are you two the exception, or is pretty much everybody in this area flying similar setups to deal with the elevation?
Really similar to everybody.
I have two brats. They both have the same motors. I went with the higher KV motors.
Okay.
That can help me compensate something, well, a little bit on the whole pitch. I have one with 3x4x3. These actually help me with punch outs and with recuperating whenever I'm diving, but these fly smoother, although I don't have that same punch and I don't have that same recovery power that I would like to have.
That is some aggressive 3-inch props.
Yeah.
I'm really curious to see how this heavy beast over here is gonna fly. We got that forward looking and rearward looking GoPro. It's gonna be interesting, but we're gonna get some cool killer chase shots here. I was hungry. There's no two words about it. I was hungry, I wanted to get food. In Mexico City, their al pastor tacos, they serve with pineapple. Big old spit of pastor spinning there, and a guy chopping the pineapple and catching it without looking, and you get crispy cheese. Not like burnt, but crispy cheese. The tacos were bomb.
So we get up super early, the sun's not even out. Like, I'm pretty sure I got like eye burgers in my eyes, and we're just on the road for like 3 hours. I had War on this side, I had Kevin on this side, and I felt like I was just like this the whole time. But we eventually get there. You turn the corner and you look up and you're like, oh my God, what is this place? Because it's straight up drone heaven. Where are we at, and is it going to be worth it?
It's going to be. We are at the ex Hacienda Coahuixtla in Cuautla, Morelos, private property. You have to pay for the award to fly here, so it's kind of the only way that you can fly here in Mexico.
This is a famous spot flown by none other than the man, the legend himself, Sharpoo, right?
Yeah,
about
4 years ago.
About 4 years ago. Now, unfortunately, there was an earthquake, I heard, and now it's not quite the same. But, fellas, well, I'm gonna step to the side. Check out this crazy bando situation. Only places that you could fly out here is like if you know like the person, because everybody owns some piece of the land and you can't just fly. At least this is what's forming in my head.
But there's some people there who basically rent it out for weddings and big events, parties, and also charge people a fee to come and take pictures. There were several groups that were there the day we were paying to get in, and we paid to come in and fly FPV, which it's a pretty dang good setup. You know, they're there to watch our stuff, so we don't have to worry about leaving all of our gear with the cars because there's somebody sitting there watching it for us.
This is where we finally got to start kind of getting comfortable with the whole chasing thing. You know, Kevin had that rearward facing GoPro camera, which super clutch, by the way. I just remember this one time we were just coordinating. We're on top of the hills, just trying to talk to each other about where we're at, where we're going. I felt like I was just doing my thing, doing what I was supposed to do, and somebody just clips me from the back and I just instantly fall to the ground.
Tommy said, review the footage where he got clipped. He's like, I was just flying along and somebody came up from behind. I saw what happened. War wasn't on him. He came and slammed into my rear end. He talks about like, I don't know how I fell out of the sky. We've got the video, nobody's behind him. And Tommy comes in hot and pow, right into the back of my quad.
MFDR, and that stands for the Mexican Freestyle Drone Racing Crew. So I've noticed that all of their quads are built a certain way, and it really is to withstand an impact. And is that just because this is really the only places that you guys have to fly?
Mostly, yes. We can't fly in parks, so we have to go to the bandos, and that's why we have to protect the quads.
Where can they find you guys? Where can we all get together?
On Facebook, with that same name, Mexican Freestyle Drone Racing, MFDR.
Luisa, Mr. Juarez dad over here? He must be a proud dad.
I'm so glad to be with you, to fly with you, to share the skies with you. You are awesome guys.
Well, thank you very much. Thank you very much. Look at this guy. Check at that, dude.
Dude.
All right, so we've been down here in Mexico for a couple of days now. Now, we've got our own thoughts about how the culture is down here, how people build, but I'm very curious. I want to go ask a couple of the pilots and hear for themselves. Let's go ask a couple of pilots what their answers are.
Chava.
Taba.
Fugaso. Karim.
Cesar Bonavides.
Gracie. AKA Crazy Quad. AKA.
AKA.
What are the challenges do you face in this hobby?
You can't fly in parks and that stuff because the police come and
They tell you to go away.
Yeah.
You have to have a good relationship with the people to let you fly in some places. It's very hard. There is not so many places to fly.
It's kind of difficult for everybody to get to the stuff that we want to buy. Then when you find a store, then you have to pay for shipping,
Okay, yeah.
the delivery, and then taxes. For most of the stores in USA, we will pay at least $35 to $50 or more.
Where do you get your information?
Looking in YouTube, what is the most common flight controller, and I buy that, and
I'm making this assumption that most of the information on YouTube is in English.
I can understand English, but most of the people here in Mexico can speak English and understand English, and it's very hard. That's I think is an opportunity to get people involved to translate that knowledge. There is channels in Spanish from people from Spain or on other places, but it's very limited, the information.
Well, when you decide to build your quad, like how do you make the decisions about like what?
Right now I can see that the Remix is a good one, or I can see the Chameleon. Right now I know which one.
Yeah, so it sounds almost like it's safer and just easier to find a group of people
Yes,
and then just
completely.
build what they're building, because then you guys can share
You
parts.
should go that way.
Because in the United States, it's very different. It's everybody wants to be different.
Oh no, you better buy whatever
here,
you see.
Yeah,
Yes.
here let's just all be the same, and I can totally see that. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Everyone's just having fun. Like, it's nothing serious at all. There's food, there's drinks. It really was just such a relaxed environment where, you could really just hang out, have fun, go for a flight. Everyone watches in the goggles, which is also pretty cool. So like every time somebody's flying, everyone's like, there's a monitor out or people under the goggles, and everyone's just really, encouraging you to do things. But what's also funny is if you lined up for something and they're like, yeah, hit that, and you don't go for it, this guy, Crazy Quad, will come out and they're like, it is so funny. This is probably why everybody breaks quads, because everyone's just pushing everybody out here. But it's such a good vibe. It's not like a peer pressure kind of vibe. It's really chill, and it's really awesome.
We ran a game of quad. What we found out was that in Mexico City, they do a game of quad a little bit different. Instead of setting the trick and having to actually pull it off, they wanted us to call out tricks that they then had to go and do themselves.
And because there was a lot of people, it was like a single elimination type of thing. And because me and Kevin were kind of the guests, they were like, oh, why don't you guys call it out? Cool. The first thing that I chose, I thought was kind of simple. You come in through a box and then you have like an off-axis kind of power loop into the top of a house and exit through the front door. And Kevin had a little bit of a different idea.
Like launching up over the wall, then through a hole in the floor, out this door. So it's like, I wanted to go over the wall, through it really fast.
Out of the 18 pilots that participated, only 3 passed.
I think the biggest problem was the memo didn't go out that you don't have to like hit it going Mach 10.
And so me and Kevin huddled up, we're like, okay, maybe we need to make this a little bit easier.
So the second round of tricks were like this weak sauce.
Everyone that got was like, why is the second round so much easier than the first? You know, everybody was able to hit that, and then the third round was awesome. Leave it to Stingy to come in with the crazy one, because then he goes, all right, so for this one, everybody has to pop over this gate and do a reverse Mandy back out of the other gate. And you just see every pilot go like, damn, does he not know how hard it is to get parts here in Mexico? They look so concerned.
I honestly hadn't done it yet, and so I was a little bit nervous telling them to do it, but turns out neither of them had done one before.
Guy number 3, which we were all actually kind of secretly hoping would win, but then Kevin was like, have you ever tried a Mandy before? He was all like, no, and that's the look he had in his face, is like, flips over, and like, I think both me and Kevin like telepathically said, okay, now just pitch forward and throttle, and he literally just hit it and just made it out, and we were like, what? The whole crowd just lost their minds. It was freaking awesome to have this game of quad, and I really hope that community starts to get to build and get bigger, and that's what it's all about, like, you know, just getting together, finding the community, and just kind of helping it grow. So an awesome day. This is our last day of flying. We went to this place called Teotihuacan. Did I say that right?
Killed it.
Yeah. It's not quite Bando because it actually looks like it's maintained. It probably is maintained.
It's a spot when my parents met like 30 years ago.
It was a very popular hangout spot, club, the dance club, the discoteca.
Members only type of location where people paid to come and have, you know, a nice dinner, maybe watch some sport. Kind of like an old Moose Lodge in the States was, but like cranked up to 12. This place has water slides.
For whatever reason, not so popular now, which is awesome for us FPV folks, because then it becomes an FPV freestyle heaven.
Wara's whole existence is owed to this spot on some level.
My dad used to play the organ right there at the club with all the ladies like, oh, Guerra, yeah.
All the ladies would swoon over his dad, and the only one that he wanted was the one that wasn't crazy about him. Man, it's so saccharine. It's like the perfect love story, Wara's parents.
My parents really know the owner. They're like best friends.
And so Wara gets special permission to go and fly it, which works out great for us. So we got to do lots of cool power loops on these metal containers. My favorite thing though was the water slide.
At first I was kind of like, I don't really know what you could do here. And then I watched Wara fly one battery and I was like, oh, there's a lot that you can do over here. And then you look to the right and you're like, oh shoot, that's a pool filled with water right over everything that I want to hit. But it was such a good spot. There was so many things to do. The slide going up and down and going sideways. This spot was amazing. You know, right when we thought the day was over, everyone's feeling good. Everyone was just hitting it sick. You know, Kevin goes like, see that stairwell? I could hit that. Like, what channel are you on? Let's see it.
I managed to find this teeny tiny little square of a gap, and I was like, oh, if you hit it just like this, it's a cool flow, and I was all excited about it. hit it, kind of not perfect, clipped it.
And then Warren's like, I'm gonna get that too. Maybe 30 seconds into it, just he hits it like super clean.
And then of course he like nails it perfect. Wara is really good, guys.
You're too good, man. Warren's too crazy. Yep, I need them keys. Oh my gosh, so perfect. Man, Mexico completely just exceeded my expectations. I had no idea of the spots that were just here and the people, everybody that's into the FPV, the way they build here is a little different. They like to build what everybody else is building because getting parts is hard. And so for them, it just makes more sense to kind of share builds and frames and parts because then they can support each other. Man, the hospitality out here is crazy. Many thanks for having us out there. We had a ton of fun. We hope we can come back.
Thank you guys for coming along with us on our trip to Mexico. I hope that you enjoyed it. I hope that you learned something. If you have a spot with a unique FPV culture that you want us to come and explore, let us know in the comments. Be sure to check out store.rotoriot.com for all of your FPV gear needs. Come check out what I've been doing at Quad Camp over at quadcamp.com. We have a Quad Camp coming up in Florida in February. Check out links in the description. All right, guys, it's been a blast. I hope to catch you next time. Bye!
You're a Viking, bro.
I like that.
Dude, that's you, bro.
Oh my God.
That's you, bro. Or a 2.0.
Oh my God.